welcome back or welcome. My name is Jazmin if you don't already know, and today you want to see what I have been using with my 2-month-old, what I've actually used. I put a lot of things on my registry. I can do a video about that. I didn't necessarily do a video of what I put on my registry. My pregnancy, I was so tired, I did not really record at all. So if you want that, let me know. Some of these I am going to be doing separate product reviews on, just because when I was looking for them, I didn't really find them, and I feel like it would be helpful to get firsthand experience, so look out for those. And also, if you see any products that you want a review on, just let me know and I'll do a video on it. All right, let's get into it. So I have these separated out into kind of like subgroups. Hopefully the groups make sense, but I have a feeding group, a bathing group, sleep, travel, laundry, grooming, medical, soothe, and clothing. So that's how I'm going to group everything. I'm going to include a picture of everything over here somewhere. Some of them are going to be products that I actually have, and then some are just, I'm going to show you like a wide variety. We have a changing pad. So most items, I hope this makes sense, most things come with a changing pad. Like you'll have multiple changing pads multiple changing pads, if that makes sense. So my diaper bag came with a changing pad, my diaper pail came with a changing pad, but if you absolutely buy all of these products and don't have a changing pad, then you would get one separate. They have different kinds. I prefer the skinny flat ones that you could put on the couch, the bed, in the car. You never know where you're gonna change a diaper. I prefer the thin flat ones that fold. You'll get coupons to get free ones. It's just, yeah. Diapers, please get multiple sizes, okay? He is 2 months and we are already in size 3. Majority of the diapers that we got as gifts were 1s and 2s. So now we're having to start to purchase diapers, which isn't an issue. But if you're going to get a gift for someone or you're purchasing diapers, make sure you get a variety of sizes, not just the 1s or the 2s. You get what I'm saying? I'll insert a clip here of all the diapers that I have to figure out what to do with because he's outgrown them. Wipe varieties, you're going to want to have multiple different kinds of wipes. You'll probably be gifted multiple kinds of wipes or get different kinds of wipes for you, whoever. It's not necessarily like a baby preference. Like some babies I've had an allergic reaction to wipes as well as Pampers, but also you'll notice the consistency of wipes, how it cleans, how it does the job, whether you personally like that or not. So I right now like the Pampers Sensitive, and I also like the dry Pampers diapers. So the Pamper brand. There's like Huggies, Naturals, like all of these here you'll see, and you'll find which ones you like. Also travel wipes, like the travel size pack that you can just put in your purse, put in your diaper bag, and go. I mean, you can carry the big one, but save space because you're probably gonna have a lot of things. It's just easier to have those little ones on the go. Wipe dispenser. So this, my friend got me. I don't even know if I put it on my registry, but it's one-hand action. So you just click, the lid pops up, and it has a weight that you put on top of the wipes, and you just pull, so you don't have to like use 2 hands, because really when you're dealing with an infant, you do everything one-handed. I have definitely learned to be ambidextrous. Yeah, I use both hands like it's nothing, okay? So that has really been helpful for me, especially at night when I'm just like click, you know, dealing with soothing him and all that stuff. Yeah. Vaseline. First of all, the baby kind and the regular kind, there's no difference. The only difference is the baby kind has a slight fragrance. That's the only difference. And guess what? The baby kind is more expensive. Go ahead and get you the regular Vaseline. Yes, the Vaseline in the tube to squirt onto the diaper. I advise the squeeze tube first for my boy moms, and then you can go to the tube, the tub container. Next, we have this cart. My friend Bosia gave me this excellent tip, and it was to get this cart. If you don't know, my son is formula fed at the moment, but I started out breastfeeding. Well, you know, my breastfeeding journey. I will insert that here for any of those interested. It did not go as planned, but you know, we are pushing forward and we are doing what we can and the best we can, and that's all we can do. But when I was breastfeeding, I had this whole cart set up with the pump, the parts, bottle, the blanket, everything that you would need in one sitting within arm's reach while you're pumping. It was on that cart. Drags around all around the house. It's just easier that way. It's just easier to have everything in one space for you. Do it for your future self. I always say that to myself. Just do it. Diaper Caddy. It does not have to be huge or expensive. I believe it's the Munchkin brand. Listen, what do I put in there? I put diapers, I put the wipes, the container I just discussed about, that fits in there. The Vaseline goes in there. The changing pad goes in there. It has extra pockets. I put his gas drops in there. I put my Kindle in there. Everything that needs diaper changing goes in there. And it stays on my nightstand because he's right now sleeping in our room. It stays on my nightstand right next to me. So in the middle of the night, I just have everything I need right there and I just change them and then we go on with our night. That is everything for the diaper changing group. Now we're moving on to feeding. Some of these are going to be for bottle fed babies and formula fed babies, and then some are going to be for breastfeeding. I'll try and make sure to remember to say, hey, the breastfeeding, bottle fed, you know what I mean. Okay, make sure you get different kinds of bottles. I'm sure you've heard this from everyone, but do it. So we had 4 different kind of bottles. Avent and EvenFlo, if I'm saying that right, were his 2 favorites. And then eventually EvenFlo, he sucked the nipples so hard that they would just, so we stopped using those. And right now he's strictly Avent. I hope I'm saying this brand right. Right now he's strictly Avent bottles. And he is on the breastfed, what's it? Closest to the breast nipple. I'll put it in the description box below, the exact kind that he's using. And right now we've gone up from the 0 to the 1+ nipple size. So the nipple size is important. Of course, you want to start in the 0s for your little ones, and then once they start, you know, progressing, then you want to increase. So get multiple bottles. You want to, because you don't know which ones your baby are gonna like. Oh, another note, the bottles will determine gas to some extent. Avent, he has less gas with, and EvenFlo, he started getting a lot of gas. So you have to be mindful of that as well. Then we have bottle sanitizer. If you, of course, have bottles, plan on bottle feeding, eventually you're gonna need a bottle sanitizer. There are multiple kinds. I have the cheap one that just goes right in the microwave, and you fill it with distilled water, put the bottles, the nipples, the caps in there, pacifiers, whatever, and microwave it for 4 minutes. Let it sit in the microwave for 10 minutes, and then you put it on the rack. Of course, you have to wash it in soap and water before. Any bottles and nipples that you utilize for the first time should be boiled for 5 minutes on the stove before first use. Of course, these are in the directions for every bottle. Don't ignore that piece of paper that's in the box of the bottle. I know bottles look straightforward, but just do not ignore that piece of paper in there. It's in there for a reason. Next, we have burp cloths. You cannot have too many, and you cannot gift too many. So go ahead and run those burp cloths because they are lifesavers. Get as many as you need so you don't have to keep washing them. You don't ever want to have to keep washing things over and over and over again, and they're multi-use, so just get the burp cloths. All right, next, if nursing, I put on here nursing pads. They have cloth ones, they have disposable ones, and they have nursing ice packs, nipple ice packs, so make sure you get those as well. Because I'm assuming because I had such a short time with breastfeeding and I didn't have such a huge milk supply, my breast didn't get that sore, but I had those items just in case. Then I also had Lanolin Cream. I think that's how you say it, Lanolin Cream. When I would pump, I would put that on every time after I finished pumping. If you're breastfeeding, you want to use that after you are done feeding the baby. You don't want your breast to start scabbing up on you and all that stuff that causes other issues down the line. If you are going to be pumping, you are going to want multiple pump parts. I think that's part of the reason why my exclusive pumping journey failed, was because I was getting so overwhelmed and exhausted, because every time I pumped, I would literally have to clean and sterilize all the parts, and he was eating every pretty much hour to 2 hours then, and I was like getting 30 minutes of sleep. Make sure you get multiple parts, multiple like cups, the little tubes, the little duct that goes in the suction, everything. Get multiple so you don't have to wash and sanitize every time you pump. Next, we have the bottle drying rack. My friend also got me this. I didn't put it on my registry. Lifesaver. This is the one we have. It fits 9 bottles with the nipples and the caps. Like, if it's so many, it comes to the little cup that we put the pacifiers in. I have no complaints. It literally holds all of his bottles that we have. If you stack them, you know, if you have good organization, you can stack them properly. They will fit. Bottle brush cleaner, clearly. You have to wash everything the baby touches in soap and water and then sanitize any feeding items. You are going to need a, you're not going to need a Boppy pillow, but I feel the Boppy pillow is helpful. So there's the Boppy pillow that is just the half circle. They discontinued the Boppy lounger, and that is the full circle. It just looks like a flat circular disc pillow. They discontinued that one, so do not buy that one. If you see it online anywhere, I doubt Boppy brand is going to sell it. But if you see it out and about somewhere, just don't purchase it. The half one is just fine. As disclosure, it is not plus size girl friendly, but it is good. Like if you're sitting on the couch on the arm and you put that pillow there, you put the baby on top, and you can just use one arm to feed and you have another free arm. Like it's like a third arm basically. So that's very helpful. Then I have distilled water or nursery water. Talk to your physician about which water they advise for you to use with the baby if you are formula feeding. Of course, we're formula feeding, so that's what we're using. Gas drops. We use the simethicone. I hope I'm saying that right. Simethicone gas drops. We use it after every feeding to help with his gas. We were told we have to use it recurring just so that it is effective. But again, talk to your doctor regarding gas drops for your baby because we weren't allowed to use gas drops his first 3 weeks. Definitely discuss it with your physician first before giving the baby anything. I always do. I'm gonna ask before I put anything in my baby's mouth because I don't know and I don't want anything to harm him. So, but they have definitely been a lifesaver. That wraps up feeding. We are going to move into the bathing section. So first things first, washcloths and towels. You cannot have too many. All the towels that we have for him are hooded. I don't know if all baby towels are like that, but of course they come in handy because when you wash their hair, you don't want them to be cold on their heads. You can't have too many. We use them. There are different materials that not the baby, you will have a preference on how it feels on their skin, and they're gonna be like, I don't want that on my baby's skin. So just keep that in mind, but you can never have too many. Baby bathtub, we have the 3-in-1 right now. We have the little booty taken out and it has a little hammock, the little seat taken out, and it has a little hammock part in there that he sits in, lays in rather, and gets his bath. It comes with shampoo bottle that we don't use and something else that we don't use. We just literally use the tub. Baby wash and baby shampoo. We use the Dove and Aveeno, but there are multiple kinds that you can choose from. Preferably, and this is just my preference, like I said, preferably fragrance free. We're not trying to add any additional fragrances directly to the baby's skin if we don't have to. Next is you need a bath thermometer. I love it. You have a little fish. This one isn't exactly the one that we have, but it's similar. So it has a blue section for warm, and then it has a red for hot. And he likes it right at that red line. I'm like, is this too hot for you? I'm a little nervous because when we were doing baths on the blue, he was crying because it was too cold, and so, but it was warm. So when it's like right at the red, he's in heaven. So take that into account as well. Just test, all babies are different. Grooming is the next section. We have a hairbrush and comb. A lot of these come in the big sets that have like everything, like that little nasal thing, the fingernail clippers. So don't just get the brush and the comb. Look for a big package where it has 5 or 6 things in it. Yeah. Then we have a nail file or nail clipper. We have fingernail clippers. I haven't gotten the file, but a lot of ladies like the file because you're less likely of causing an accident. Normally I have my mother clip my son's nails, but I did give it a go while he was sleeping. She did it while he was sleeping, so I tried it while he was sleeping. I could have done better, but it was my first time and I was a little nervous, but I did a good job overall. Next is medical. So in here you need a regular thermometer. There are multiple different kinds of thermometers. They have the one for the head, they have the regular one. We use the regular one. We take a temperature under his arm. I feel more comfortable doing it that way. I'm a little nervous of doing the Ruta to the Tuta temperature. And then he's not going to keep his mouth closed if he's hollering for mouth temperature, so we do under the arm. There is a different degree offset you have to account for when you do it under the arm, but again, talk to your physician. You should get that information from your physician anyways, but talk to them about it when in doubt. Infant Tylenol. So I asked my physician about this before even giving it to him. I wanted to be prepared to give him Tylenol and how much of a dose to give him and what kind of Tylenol. So I talked that over with my physician. Again, talk it over with your physician to see what to give your child. Okay, that is it for medical. Next, we have the sleep section. And the first things first is the bassinet. If you are going to have your baby sleep in the same room with you, there are multiple different kinds. Do your research. So I ended up using the Pack and Play bassinet. I'm going to be doing a separate product review on this. It's only good for up to 18 pounds though, and he didn't like it. Let's just say that. And you will see stories about people buying these expensive bassinets and their baby's not liking them. So it's really kind of hit or miss. But there are also certified attachments that can go inside bassinets that can help the baby feel a little more snug. But again, do your research. Make sure it's certified before even purchasing something, because SIDS is very real. And we want to do everything that we can to prevent SIDS. So do your research. Talk to your physician. Swaddles. Listen, swaddles are my best friend at the moment, okay? He's not rolling over, so swaddles are okay. We do the Swaddle Me Swaddle. I wanted the Ollie Swaddle as well, but they've been sold out, so the Swaddle Me Swaddles have been amazing. I'm going to be doing a product review on those as well. And yeah, swaddling just helps your baby feel snug and want to go to sleep. So get you some swaddles. I recommend getting the swaddles that are made to swaddle your babies with Velcro, not necessarily a blanket or just the fabric swaddles, because most of us are first-time parents. We're not good at swaddling. We don't do this on a daily basis, and then even if we are, we want to make sure we're using a fabric that is light enough and stretchy enough so the baby's skin can breathe, so the baby can breathe, so it's not constricting the baby's breath, etc. So a swaddle, I prefer to get products that are designated strictly for swaddling. Next is a white noise machine. As you can see here, we have this. This one in particular, I like it because of the lights. You can change the light colors, you can adjust the brightness. We use it basically as a nightlight in our room. It's right next to the crib. He's no longer in his bassinet, he's in the crib. It's right next to his crib. We have his crib in our bedroom. Our bedroom is a hot mess right now. Do what you gotta do for your babies, right? And it has the white noise. It has multiple sounds. You can change through the sounds, and you can change through the volume. Yes, camera. So even though he sleeps in the room with us, we still have the camera set up on him. So it's not when we're sleeping, it's when me and David want some alone time, where we just want to spend some hubby and wifey time, and we go sit in the living room and we have the camera on him at night, and we have the monitor out there in the living room with us, and we're just watching our movie or our show, cuddling up together and watching him. Or if we're doing something around the house during the day and he's sleeping, we just turn the camera on him and go do what we need to do, just like what I've been doing this whole time sitting here. I'm upstairs, he's downstairs, and I'm watching him just to make sure he's okay. I like this camera because you can zoom in, zoom out, turn the volume up. It has night mode, Wi-Fi free. I was very particular because you heard those horror stories of people hacking into cameras, talking to your baby and all that stuff, and this was the safest bet. Do your research, but this is the one that we are currently using. Next category is travel. So of course, you'll need a car seat. We have this KeyFit 30 car seat, and I like this because it has multiple bases. So my car has a base, my parents' car has a base, David's car has a base, and you don't have to continue hooking up the seatbelt and everything into each car. You just have the base. You just click the car seat in and out of each vehicle as necessary. And then we have the stroller caddy. You just hook the car seat onto the stroller and go until he gets bigger and grows out of this one. Then we'll figure out the next car seat and stroller, but right now this is what we're using, and I love it. It's just so easy, lightweight. He's heavy but the products are lightweight, and yeah. Car mirror. It just eases my mind to be able to look into my rear mirror and see him in the car seat and know that he's fine. You wouldn't think that you'd have anxiety or worry while you're in the same space as your child, but your back is to him. You can't see him, and I prefer to just be able to peek in the rear and see him just to make sure he's okay. Window shade. We haven't gotten these yet, but we're coming up on that situation where we're driving in a certain direction and the sun is on his face, so window shade. Diaper bag. I will be doing a separate video on what's in my diaper bag, but of course you want a diaper bag. You want to have all your essentials while you're out and about. You want to have Ziploc bags, okay? When he soils something or something gets messed up, put it in the bag, keep it pushing. A blanket, we put it over the car seat when we're in the store, or we put it over his legs while he's in the car. Yeah, that's it for our travel category. Next is our soothe category. So I really could have put swaddles in here, but swaddles are for sleep too, but they also are used for soothing. A swing. Right now we have a Mamaroo. When I put him in it, he can't stand it. I think it's because it's me putting him in it. When his dad puts him in it, when my parents put him in it, he's fine. The Mamaroo is great. It changes speed, it changes directions, it has sound. You could change the volume of the sound. It also has little distraction, high contrast little things on the top for them to look at. A pacifier. Now it's up to you whether you want to give your baby a pacifier, but we use pacifiers. We like the silicone pacifiers that don't have the multiple attached pieces that break apart easier. I didn't know those were a thing. I prefer the silicone ones because that's, I don't know, anything that you get, you don't want really plastic, you want silicone. A baby carrier or a wrap. So there are going to be times where your baby just like, you want to go do what without me? Please, it's not happening. So I have the baby Catan wraps. These are plus size girl friendly. They come in multiple sizes and I just wrap them up. There's a video on YouTube that shows you how to use it. Yeah, it's wonderful. Receiving blankets. These are another item that you can't have too many of, in my opinion. They can be used for burp cloths. I use them for burp cloths too, but they also are good to prevent if someone's holding your baby and they're wearing perfume, you know the perfume won't get on your baby. The fragrances of your stuff, the oils in your skin, will, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of that stuff will get on the baby. And again, like I said, I've used it for burp cloths as well. Blankets, you just use them for what you need to. Car seat covers while in the store. Next category is laundry or baby laundry detergent. Right now we're using Drift. That's the one that was gifted to us. I'm not gonna say I didn't look into other laundry detergents, but there are multiple kinds out there. So when this one runs out, I'll see about trying a different one to see if I like it better. Then we have a basket or a baby laundry hamper. Right now we're using a little basket. It's literally the width of my iPad. It's a little square, and it actually came with stuff in it as a gift. And we keep that in our bedroom, and whenever he's changed or whenever he gets a bath, his towels, his socks, mittens, clothes, all of that goes in there. When it's time for me to wash his clothes, I wash and dries upstairs. Unfortunately, I bring that upstairs and wash all of his stuff separately. So it just keeps his stuff separate from ours, and then it gets washed separately. A drawer divider. This has come so in handy, lordy. So because he's downstairs with us, we're not trying to run upstairs every time we change his clothes or need to give him a bath. So he is fully integrated into our bedroom. I gave up a drawer and David gave up a drawer. And each of our drawers has dividers in it, and my drawers have the 0 to 3 sizes, and then David's drawers has the 3 to 6 sizes, I believe, in there, as well as his socks and his mittens. I keep his clothes separated by size, so as he's growing out of them, I know which pile to take and do whatever with and readjust, so forth. And then it's easier to just grab and go. And then our closet has his towels and his washcloths. So everything is downstairs and everything is organized, so it's just easier to grab and go. Again, do it for your future self. You'll thank yourself later. All right, that is it for laundry. And the last category I have is clothing. He was only in newborn sizes for the first 2 weeks. And the second week he was pushing it. You don't want to get too many only newborn clothing. I'd suggest getting the 0 to 3 months. He right now wears 0 to 3 months and then 3 months. Not all brands are created equal. Some 3 months fit like 0 to 3 months or even smaller. Some 3 months fit big. It just depends on what brands you're purchasing. So purchase multiple brands, multiple sizes. You want onesies? You want onesies with long sleeves. You want short sleeve onesies. You want long sleeve onesies with the little mitten cuff that you can flip over his hands. It's a lot easier than always having to put mittens on. Sleepers right now we haven't really used just because we are more into swaddling him and it's warm down here in southern Georgia at the moment. So when you swaddle a baby, you also have to take into account what you're wearing, and if you're under a lot of sheets or not under a lot of sheets, then that goes with what they're wearing, and the swaddle is like a sheet. Right now we only have him in the short sleeve onesies at night when he's in his onesie. Before we learned about swaddling, we were using his sleeper. I prefer the snap sleeper, the zipper, the one that comes from their neck down to their foot. That stresses me out because you are exposing all of their little body and their skin to change their diaper, and that's going to wake them up even more and fuss. That wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing if you have a baby who doesn't necessarily want to wake up to eat, because we had to feed ours for 2 hours. This is just an example of what was happening, and he wasn't waking up, so changing his diaper helps wake him up, and doing the zipper would help wake him up, but I just didn't like it. You have to like fully take both legs out and all. I don't know. I prefer the little snaps. The snaps, you have more control. All right, I'm gonna just unsnap this little portion, take the bottom half, change his diaper, put the bottom half back. It's just a lot simpler. So even when he's older, I probably won't do the zipper. I don't know, we'll see. We won't jump into the future. Of course, you're gonna need socks, you're gonna need mittens so that they don't scratch themselves, and a hat depending on the weather. But yeah, that is it for my must-haves. I hope this video was helpful to you. Again, some of these products I will be doing a product review on, so just be on the lookout for that. Make sure you subscribe so that you can be in the know on those videos. Again, let me know in the comment section below if there are any products that you want me to do a review on specifically, a product that you specifically want to know about, or just know my thoughts on based on the products that I've used already. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.